definitely keep your perspective for sure.
Yeah.
But try to assess the entire field from different angles of what can come and
It's
what
important.
different ways you can take.
It's important.
Yeah, so it's just like when you were saying like people can't deny it. That's true. But just because you put in a lot of hard work, not everybody's gonna like it.
Yeah.
And you can't be mad at people who don't like it. And it's kind of weird, like putting your work out and you have to kind of detach yourself in a way. Is what I'm gonna have to learn. It's like I put it out so hard, and I'm giving it my best work and my best effort. But I know that some people aren't gonna like it, and they're not hating. They're not hating. They just don't feel it.
Just don't.
It's not for you.
What's going on, y'all? It's Coach Williz, man, and this is the Be Eazy Show, man. You know, on the Be Eazy Show, man, we cover topics about success. We learned about why success is personal, what success means to a community, right? And what is the driving force that makes us wake up every single day and go after the things that we want in our life. This is the Be Eazy Show, man, so be easy.
What's going on, y'all? It's Coach Williz, and once again, we are back, man, with the one and only Zyler himself. This is the Be Eazy Show, man, where we're coming out with topics every single episode, man, and helping you live your life easier, man. That is the plan and the goal of the podcast. So, man, whatever platform that you're listening on, whether it be YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, man, if you could like, comment, subscribe, man, give us a 5-star rating, a thumbs up. And, man, if you could share the podcast, man, the support is gladly appreciated, man. So, man, I'm just really glad that y'all are here, man. And Zyler, go ahead and tell us about what's going on with you, man.
Since the last one, ain't really much changed since we're doing a double this week. But today it was cool, man.
Yeah.
It was a cool little day. I was in a definite good mood just going into it. And I've just been learning more and more, like how we was talking before the podcast on like
For sure.
philosophy and stuff. I think I've talked about that on the podcast on how I'm learning more about it.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of getting more clear on the vision on like what I want to do. Cause like I'm learning philosophy for a reason. It's for a project that I'm working on. It's just making things more clear. Even though the project that I'm doing, it's dumb, bro.
Yeah.
It's really stupid, but I think it's going to be really fun for me to kind of
for sure.
tie things at a very dumb subject, but also bring in something in that's very educational. So right now I was doing I wouldn't say a deep dive because it's a lot of information and he didn't write anything down. This philosopher, if you know philosophy, you know exactly what I'm talking about, who didn't write stuff down, was Socrates. So I'm kind of diving into all that, and that is pretty interesting to me. So dive into the whole thing of like morality and what's right, what's wrong, and everything that comes with it. So that's been a lot of excitement for me, even though some people think it's boring, which I mean, it is what it is. And then also like I'm getting to a position to where I am wanting to share my writing more.
Yeah.
I've never shared my writing with anybody, and I still haven't yet, but I've been talking to somebody and like, okay, I'll share my work with you.
Yeah.
Because, okay, I like your opinion, I value it, and then we can kind of go from there. But other than that, it was just cool, like work stuff. But I guess I'm super fortunate to do something that I actually love doing.
Yeah.
So I don't ever wake up and like, oh, I don't want to go to work. I'm like super excited to go to work.
That's what's up, man.
So
that's a good place to be in.
It is, man. I like cybersecurity and like I'm actually good at it and stuff like that. So it's just getting to go to work and do cybersecurity all day I'm just going to have fun. That's what it seems like. And all I do all day is like do research and like play with stuff. So yeah, I can't complain, man. Day's been good.
That's good, man.
Plus next week is the move-in date, so I'm really looking forward to that. Don't do okay.
Oh me.
Yeah, so definitely by the next episode, I'll be moved in.
That's what's up, bro.
Got the whole crib. So
me.
Yeah, man. How about you?
Before we get into me, man, so you said that since he didn't write nothing down, what are y'all getting like?
That's
like other people talking about his life, or like people recording his, like writing down his speeches that he gave?
It wasn't even like my early understanding is that Socrates wasn't very liked at all. I mean, he ended up being put to death. So obviously he wasn't really people didn't really mess with him like that. But he had students. And from what I'm learning is a philosopher named Plato.
Yeah.
So he did a lot of keeping track of what it is, and like a lot of his writings are kind of, reflection of what Socrates may have said, or like direct quotes from Socrates and things like that. So it's a lot of secondhand stuff on like what people, heard about them.
Yeah.
And
Or
like
what they were taught from 'em.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's been brought up. I haven't learned enough about it yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's been issues of like telephone.
Yeah.
A telephone game of people
Oh yeah,
like
that makes sense.
Socrates said this and he was this kind of man, but once you kind of pass it down for so long or so much, a lot of stuff can get lost in translation. But from what I've learned, it seems like it's quite nice. And for me, it was kind of shocking when I was like, "Oh, he got put to death." I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like,
I ain't know that either.
yeah, they straight put him to death, and it's like something that he could have talked himself out of if he wanted to, but he was so strong on his convictions of being I don't want to say righteous, but I mean, I'll just say righteous because I can't find the right word I want to say.
Yeah.
He was just so strong on his convictions and his beliefs and his morals that he stood by and that he believed in, that he was willing to die by them. And that's why I'd asked you earlier, like, how hard do you want it? Like, why do you want it so much?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of stuff that I've been thinking about, like, okay, I want to do a lot of stuff, but there's not very much that I'm just dead set passionate on. That, like, if somebody took this for me, I would go. I'm willing to,
Yeah.
go protest for it. Like, I wouldn't, there's not very many things I would protest. Or there's not very many things that isn't, like, family related that I would die for.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of looking for, and I'm trying to get that passion behind my right. And like, okay, would I die for this? And it's not there yet, but I know it'll come eventually.
Oh, for
because
sure.
I truly, truly enjoy it. And it's either that and like Taekwondo. Those are the only two things I'm just super, super passionate about.
Oh, for
and then
sure.
like cybersecurity, of course, which I've mentioned before.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that makes sense, and that pretty much goes in with like my past few days, man. Is that I've been battling with myself, like how important is money? You know what I'm saying? Like how important is? Because I'm like, man, like
up to a point.
Yeah, up to a point. I understand. Like, okay, on one end, I'm like, I want to be able to provide. You know what I'm saying? And on the other end, I'm like, but I also want to be able to spend time. You know what I'm saying? I just heard this thing today, man. This dude was talking about the way little kids and children, the way they spell love is Time. And it just made me think. I just had to sit there and I was like, and that's true. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't spell love like, or the way they take love, the way they don't give like, especially for my wife, man. One of the things like for her, like love was like, it was time that we spent with each other, and it wasn't just time that we spent with each other, but it was like us really being intentional about being in each other's presence and everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on the thing like, bro, we was in the house together, like, you know what I'm saying? But she's like, we weren't in the same room together, or, you know what I'm saying? We weren't talking with each other, you know what I'm saying? We were just sitting there. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah, I've been battling like, man, okay, I could take opportunities, you know what I'm saying, and be able to provide that way, but I would be losing time, you know what I'm saying, with her. So, man, that's really been my whole battle. And I guess that goes in also like what I sent you though too. And that's where like, I don't know, it ain't that like what you were saying on the last one, man, when we was talking about being able to like in a commercial sense, like having like you would want people to care about the work you do in a commercial sense, you know what I'm saying? Because like you would have to market yourself or you would have to sell your product, you know what I'm saying, or your service. I can understand that. But then I'm just like still though, even to a point, like would I let the numbers steer me away from my passion? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's just kind of like when I was saying, like, okay, is it a commercial sense? Like, I want to be successful on a commercial front. I want people to like my work. That's the whole point of me sharing it, is because I want people to like it like I do. Granted, they will never love it like I do because I made it, but I just want them to enjoy it. And then like things like, money get involved. Because like when I'm doing this writing and I'm putting stuff out, it's money is like the last thing on my mind.
Yeah, same here.
Like I just want it. I give it away free. Like I'm gonna have to give it away for free for years to come. And it's just commercially might have been a bad word to use because we live in a very money hungry, society, and like commercial success is always tied to a dollar amount rather than just like quality and public perception of. It's not perception, but was it public reception?
I'm thinking about public relations, but that's different. That's like PR. That's like communication. Yeah, that's different.
Well, basically, just how people receive my message.
Yeah, pretty
that I'm
much.
trying to get out. Granted, it's all fictional. It's not like I'm dropping some Even though sometimes I do want to like talk about
even
philosophy.
fictional or like non-fictional, even any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you would put out, like you know what I'm saying? The way people attain that, the way they like take that in, and the way they process like your artwork, because pretty much that's your artwork.
Yeah.
So
I want to write stuff like Animal Farm, stuff like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
I wish I had
that
paid
book.
more to George Orwell's work.
Yeah.
It's incredible that now that I'm going back and revisiting. I hope I got his name right. I'm terrible with names. But that stuff, I love that. I always wanted to be kind of like a mix between that and like Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
So,
because I thought when we read that book, I thought it was meaningless.
Yeah, it has so much.
But it had so much. It was like, man, what was that book called? Land of the Flies or like something.
Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. I think that was like with the kids on the island.
Yeah, I never read that.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to read that.
Oh, y'all didn't have to read that?
Nah, man.
Dang, what grade did I read that?
I mean, if
then?
we did, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, what grade did I read that then? Was that
No, I think that was high school.
That was high school, man. I think it was Lord of the Flies, man, with the kids on the island and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I've heard about it.
That book had a lot of meaning on it, and like I just blew past it because I was like, man, I ain't interested in this stuff.
Yeah.
But that book had a lot of meaning on it, so
that's how I want to do it. I want to sneak good messaging into it. That way, I can actually care about it and I'm writing it. That's what I'm kind of battling with now because like a lot of stuff I wrote in the past, it didn't really have no, you know, meaning. I'm just trying to get my feet wet.
Yeah.
But now I'm trying like, okay, what's the theme here? Rather than writing like, okay, I just want to write something interesting. I want to start with a theme that, you know, matters to me.
Oh yeah, that's real important,
and
bro.
then work my way up or work my way back, whichever.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, have an idea about the goal that you're going after or like the new project that you starting, because that was always my thing. I was like, bro, I don't need to come down and write no plan for the book. I don't need to do none of that.
It's so important.
Just get to writing. But bro, like it really helps you because
it keeps you on my fault.
No, you good, because I'm pretty sure you're about to say what I was about to say.
It keeps you on track.
Exactly,
that way,
bro.
I can be having a real writer's bug one night and I'm up until like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning writing.
Just going.
But another day where I'm kind of sluggish, I don't know where I was thinking. And then, but if I like, you know, okay, I'm about to shut it down for the night, write some notes down on what's next, and then I have my outline, it makes it easier.
This is where we at and this is where we going.
Yeah,
you know
it keeps the story very cohesive.
Oh yeah, it's very important. I mean, it's pretty much like a map for your book, you know what I'm saying? Or for your project.
Exactly.
So that's very important.
And it's something that you can change. You don't have to just stick to it, but you want to have some sort of like bare bones outline.
I mean, it's important because I mean, it's like
unless you just finna be up all night and you finna write that story once.
Oh yeah.
Then I mean, hey, do you?
Yeah.
Because I've definitely done that. Just write a whole short story just one sitting. So.
Yeah, man, it's possible, man.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes I see it like me and Mariah. We've been watching a lot of like old TV shows. Like we watch Girlfriends. Like we finally finished it.
Shouts out to Girlfriends.
I'm kind of happy that we finished that joint, man. Because
you didn't like it?
No, it was good. But towards the end, bro.
Oh my bad, I got real offended.
No, I can tell. But towards the end, bro, they got a little like drug out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's anything.
And then at the end, like they didn't even like. Well, I mean, I know how they do with shows. They just cancel shows out of nowhere because I could tell like they left a lot of unanswered things on that show. But I could feel like it was like, hey, it came to an end. So
not everybody can get that Fresh Prince ending.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. But I'm like, the way I could tell at least it was just me. Maybe they did or didn't do it. But I was just like, man, I think like. The way some of the turns were happening in that show, I'm thinking like the show had a path of the way they wanted to go. And then like from episode to episode, they was probably like, yeah, we need to add this in. Or we're going to have to go this way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but from what I've heard, because I'm not in the industry, it seems like a lot of like higher execs can like come in and rob you of your story that you want to tell. That's what I'm very scared of too. That's why I never want to like sign anybody. Because like this person that's funding this project can just come in, we don't like that idea. Yeah. And then they're just going to take it from you. And that might have been the case too.
I mean, that could be the same thing. Like, because I was referring to like back to like, because I feel you like that executive stuff that do happen. Like, because I remember working with Rose, like the bureaucracy and with, I never knew.
Crazy.
Like, bro, it's so much politics when it comes to schools. It's crazy, bro. Like when even if you want to like, you be like, why don't they do this for the school? Why don't they do this bro, it's so many like steps you got to go through just for the school.
And it's like for what?
Oh, it's like for what, bro? I'm like, I'm trying to do something good for the school, but it's like, it ain't good the way we see it.
Got to be approved by this person.
Oh, man.
By this
all
person.
these stamps
like,
and everything.
why is the governor involved?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But like what I was saying, though, bro, like you can even do that with your own. Like when you were saying with your story, like I can have an outline for my project or my story, whatever. And I could be like, all right, we changing values. Like we going somewhere else right now. You know what I'm saying?
And that happens.
And you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, because you an exec, like what they say, like Jay-Z said, I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the same thing. Like you an executive already when it comes to your product. Like you the CEO of this project. You know what I'm saying? You can come in and be like,
You do everything.
yeah, you do everything pretty much.
You do
Pretty
everything.
much, man. And it's like, hey, we going down a different path. And I didn't literally, bro, it was like when I told you I was getting down and I was writing that first book, bro, it was so many times where I just like sat down and I was like, I would write something and I would like highlight it and like backspace and get rid of it all. And I would always sit there after I did that like, bro, would that have made the book? You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Would that have made the project right there? And I got rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, would
I never
that
thought
have?
of it like that?
Because I mean, I always think about it like, with like rappers or like with any musician, bro. Like when it comes to their project, like they'll make so many songs.
Yeah.
Like out of like a 12 project song, you know what I'm saying? They'll only like put out, like they'll do like 22 different songs, 25 songs, but they'll only put out like 12 songs on the album. And it's like, I always be thinking like, dang, bro, what if that song that they didn't put out? Because I remember like
That's why you keep it.
Yeah, I mean, some of the like the rappers, bro, that I didn't heard, like they'll like put out a single, and, like this was supposed to be on the album, but I'm not putting it on the album. It's like, but that joint was fire, though.
Kind of like that Kendrick Untitled on the
Yeah,
Master.
yeah, them
Those
joints
are all
was fire.
throwaways.
Yeah, and them joints was fire. And I'm like,
But
and
sometimes it just doesn't fit the project.
yeah, I know, bro, I know, and I mean, I don't sit there and debate over it long, but I do like take a pause, like when I highlight, I'm like,
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Cause
that may make the project, but I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna fit in this joint. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that is one thing that I think about from time to time when I'm writing. I'm like, dang, and then like it's sometimes I don't even write it yet, but I'm like, bro, I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to let this out right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, but that could make a huge shift in the way that this project is like.
do you ever go two different ways? Like, okay, at this point, you've reached this point and there's a fork in the road. Do you ever just kind of continue both ends simultaneously? Like, one day I'm going to work on it and take it this direction, but this day I'm going to take it in this direction. That way you still have both of them, and you can kind of, towards the end, you can see, okay, I like this one more.
Maybe I've done that, just never thought it, but I haven't thought about that. I'm not going to lie, I haven't
That
thought about
way
that.
you don't have to throw it away, but you can still, I don't know, it's just insurance.
Because sometimes, bro, even like when I do sit down with an outline, I think that's with an outline of like the book that I want to write. When I do sit down with that, like I understand, like, okay, if I'm gonna do, you know what I'm saying, let's say 20 pages on this book, I'm not gonna sit down the first day and write all 20 pages. You know what I'm saying? I might break it up in 4 different days, 5 pages a day.
Word count is always easier.
Oh yeah. So that's the same way. And I'm like, okay, I've hit this page, or I've hit this word count. Okay. And that's why maybe I've never hit that fork, because I always feel like, even though I'm writing about the same topic, the next day I may feel different about that topic.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what the outline comes.
Yeah, so I mean that's just me. But the whole reason, man, I guess, you know what I'm saying, I want to help people, you know what I'm saying, why they talking about this? What they talking about? But it's like what I sent you earlier about the J.K. Rowling. So I'll paint the picture for them, because you know. But with the J.K. Rowling, I was just curious, bro. I was just curious because I always hear like people like, I've heard it several times. People like, man, you can't make really a living being an author. And I was like, yeah. I was like,
It's hard.
Because it was just because I was editing the last one. We was talking about the things happening behind the scene. That's why I text you that thing. Like, bro, if you was to get behind the scenes, what would that include?
I can talk to you off podcast about it.
Yeah, for sure. But that's why I was just thinking about, like, well, how do I get behind the scenes? And really my behind the scenes is not like taking myself out of like the camera, but it's really not always having to be in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying? And operation's still going on. And I'm like, bro, writing books could be that way. Like, cause me, even if like people may not see it like this, but when I'm writing a book, I feel like I'm in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Even though nobody's in the room with me, nobody's in my head or nothing. This is the point where I feel like I'm in front of the camera.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're still leading the project.
Yeah,
but you're
exactly.
not necessarily like a director.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then you can throw yourself in, like, you know what Quentin Tarantino is?
No.
Really?
I don't.
Have you seen like Pulp Fiction? You've seen Django.
Yeah, I've seen Django,
Quentin
yeah.
Talentino wrote that.
We talking about Django the
Jamie
movie?
Foxx. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Like, he wrote a bunch of stuff like Reservoir Dogs and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if you've seen that recently. And Glorious Bastards, stuff like that.
Bro, it was a no, I'll let you finish. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, if that he writes all of that stuff, and he does it in a way that is very true to him, but he can also he he has been known to put himself in the movie, even though he wrote it and he's directing it.
Yeah.
I just kind of contribute that to what you were saying on how you can kind of do both, but you're still primarily in the back.
Yeah.
Even though it's like your show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just giving that as an example for somebody.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, pretty
if
much.
you know what Quentin Tarantino is, that's pretty much what he's getting at.
Yeah, I mean, that's good, man. So, but I was like looking up, I was doing some research, and I was like, okay, man. And I was just throwing out a number, man. And I was like, all right, man, maybe I wanted to make, and I'm going to say the numbers. And I was like, man, maybe I wanted to make $10 million a year. And I was like, okay, well, man, if you make $10 million a year, you know what I'm saying, they take a third out for taxes and stuff. I was like, well, then you're going to get left with, you know what I'm saying, about 7,000, maybe a little bit less. And I was like, okay.
7,000.
I mean, 7 million, my bad. 7 million.
What makes you think you're going to be left with 7 million?
You know what I'm saying? If they just take a third. I didn't go to
But-
tax breaks and I didn't do all that. I'm just
No,
like.
I'm talking about you got to pay the government. You got to
Yeah,
pay
yeah.
publishing. You got to pay everybody.
No. So that's what I'm saying. That's why when I finally sent it out, because I was thinking like, okay, well, you're not just paying the government. You got to pay for all these other people. And I was like, bro, if you making this much money, you probably got a little team working under you.
Yeah.
So you got to pay them too. So I was like, oh, okay. And I still want to be able to walk away with 10 million. So I was
I
like,
started to hit you with that, but I was like, he's like, I ain't trying to seem negative. But I was like, bro, you not finna see that. That's why I was like, why is money even a concern?
No. This is the thing. This is why I said the money, bro, because like I said, I did the research on J.K. Rowling. And I was like, okay, bro, because I know they say her net worth is $1 billion, right? And I was like, man, I just got to do some research because I know her as an author, and I know she done made money in different endeavors and stuff. But I was like, man, I just got to do some research, man. And they said that Harry Potter, that
You're pronouncing her name wrong, so you might as well go.
it ain't J.K. Rowling.
I thought it was Rowling.
It may be, man. It may be.
That's
If I'm
wild.
saying it wrong, then you know what I'm saying, my fault. But
Yeah.
I thought it was Rowling.
Have you ever seen Harry Potter?
Yes.
You seen all of them?
No.
I've never seen a single movie.
For real?
Never.
Uh,
Mom's wasn't having it in the house, bro.
Oh, for real?
Wasn't having it.
Oh, man.
Mom's was like, you ain't watching that. That's
Oh,
devilish.
man. Was that the same with like that Gravity Falls? You remember that cartoon Gravity Falls?
By the time that came
Shit,
out,
pretty
bro,
much
I
eased up.
was a teenager when
Yeah,
Gravity
yeah,
Falls
yeah.
came out.
Yeah, I just remember, man.
But I didn't watch that either. I was watching regular show.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I was watching that too. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Regular show.
And
Did
that
you watch
Adventure
Adventure Time?
Time? Oh,
Yeah, on me.
Great
On me.
shows, man.
Yeah, man. I just remember the reason why I said Gravity Falls because I remember one of our teacher assistants in high school. I don't know if you remember her, man. I don't remember her name, man.
What?
Black lady, man. She was working with
Oh, freshman year?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't remember her name.
I don't remember her name either, but I remember
She was cool, though.
Yeah, she was real cool because I didn't have her till I think sophomore year.
She was still there?
Yeah. She stayed there I think like 2-3 years.
Don't remember her name.
Yeah, I don't remember her name either, but I remember one time she was like, yeah, she don't let her kids watch Gravity Falls because she was like, it's too much of like mystery stuff, and she was like, I think it was like one episode where they had that triangle with the eye talking and stuff.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, as soon as I seen that, cut it out. So she was like, yeah, they can't.
I think that's dumb.
I mean, yeah, I understand it. Like, I understand why people do it. I mean, because it is important for you to like
Monitor your children.
Oh, for
Absolutely.
sure, yeah.
But Gravity Falls, they're not watching Family Guy, Adult Swim. It's Gravity Falls. Mm-hmm. And, of course, they sneak stuff into cartoons.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah,
that's
they do.
anything. They sneak stuff into SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah.
So,
But, nah, man, the whole reason was like, I mean, with the Harry Potter, I didn't even know that y'all wasn't allowed to watch it. But the only reason why I watched it was because of my sister. Like, she read all the books.
yeah, she's
watched
probably
all
upset
the movies
right now.
Why is that?
Because one of us is mispronouncing her name.
Oh, yeah, for
we
sure.
Ain't
Yeah,
seen
for
it,
sure. Yeah. Nah. I mean, hey, she know I ain't. Bro, I tried to because I was trying to keep up with her. I think I read one chapter, like the first book. Made it no farther than. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about. And, bro, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was like. Okay.
Dictionaries.
That's what I was like, bro. I had to figure this joint out because, bro, it said that she had sold over 500 million copies. I mean, worldwide.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, that's crazy. I was like, so when did these things come out? 1998. I was like, dang, I was like, that's 23 years. Now, I understand she didn't sell the same amount every single year.
Yeah.
But if you break that down from 23 years, she pretty much sold 21 million copies a year for 23 years. I was like, bro, that is crazy. That is crazy, bro. And I don't know how much them books were selling at. You know what I'm saying?
Couldn't have been cheap.
Oh, couldn't have been cheap.
Thick.
Not at all. And then on top of the movies and everything, I'm like, bro, so she done this, bro. And like one of the things I was trying to set on was like I wanted to write like 10 books, because really, bro, the way I was seeing, like when I come out with a book, I was trying to see a book as like my champion, like my championship. That was gonna be my trophy. You know, like how musicians, like they have like their platinum records and they hang those up on the wall and everything. Like I was trying to do that with my books. Like
they don't do that. I don't even know much about it.
Like what you mean?
Like
oh,
I
no,
imagine they probably give you
they
awards
do that. Yeah, if you sell about a certain amount of copies,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. But you know what I'm saying, that ain't in the limelight like that. You know what I'm saying? Besides being a New York Times bestseller. But I heard that's more based on how many you sell your opening weekend.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of way that you can kind of game the system to get you a New York Times bestseller.
And
like,
your book ain't even got to be all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I was saying.
You can still claim it, though.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah, forever, man. It be in people's bio all over. So, but the reason why I was hitting you with the numbers earlier was because, like, bro, for you to have to sell that many copies, your book has to be worth something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You can be a New York Times bestseller and we hear about you for a month and you just fall off. We don't know about you no more. That can happen. But like, bro, for you to be able to, since 1998, you know what I'm saying? You be able to make it this far, bro. Like that's crazy right there. Like that's like
dedication.
Oh, that's dedication.
That's quality.
Yeah.
I mean, she got a gift.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. For sure. And people rock with it. Like to make it that long and you still be relevant, like your book still be like well known. Like you can go in any community, like even though like y'all couldn't watch the books, I mean y'all couldn't watch the movies, y'all couldn't read the books, you still know who, like the Harry Potter series, like you know what I'm saying? People
I'm
still
actually
know
about to like roll through that whole Harry Potter like movie series because I just want to see what it's all about.
Oh yeah. Them is extensive. Them is just like the books is long, the movies is long, bro.
I mean, I'm gonna watch them.
Yeah, for sure. But that's what I was like, okay, look, if I broke it down, bro, these are just some numbers. These are just some numbers. But it came out to be like, if you was to make 16 million, like off just sales, not gross revenue, but just off sales. And I got 10 books out, bro, for all those, for, you know what I'm saying, you to make that much selling your books at $20 a book, like you'd have to sell for each book would have to sell 80,000 copies. You'd have to sell like 800,000 copies a year. And I was like, And then I was like, oh, okay. This ain't got nothing to do with the 16 million no more. You know what I'm saying? For you to be able to give out 800,000 copies of your book a year, and people is like constantly like wanting to get your book like that, like your work has to be that good. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was like, oh, this ain't got nothing to do with the numbers. This ain't even got nothing to do with me dreaming about like having those big numbers. This has everything to do with like, bro, I want my work to be that valuable. You see what I'm saying? Not even that good. It's like the Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Success.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. It's like, it's not even like that book is like, dang, bro, I just relate with this. You know what I'm saying? Or like, I really need, but no, it's like that. You can't deny that book brings value. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, whoa. So I'm like, bro, for my, like, I got to start seeing, it's not that I'm going to hold myself like, oh, I'm not putting this out because this ain't going to make me 16 million. But it's like, bro, like I want my work to be this valuable that it has the opportunity to sell this many copies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm putting this much value into this book. That's why I was like, it ain't got nothing to do with the numbers. It has everything to do with the value that I'm putting in this book.
Okay. Well, you didn't convey that.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. I know I didn't at all. Like the way, because I mean, I was working while I was trying to send you that stuff too. So I was just like, there's only so much I can put in this text message.
Yeah.
So
I was just like, we'll talk about it later. But just seeing like, is this man like, is the focus the dollar?
Nah, it's everything to do with the value, bro.
Yeah, just quality.
Yeah, everything to deal with that. And I'm like, bro, that, because that's like, I was like, bro, the only way for you to sell 500 million copies, your stuff has to be good.
Tight work.
You know what I'm saying? Your stuff has to be good. That's the only way that you can do that type of stuff. So I'm like, bro, the only way that you can think
especially
about
for that amount of time.
For that long?
Yeah. For 20 plus years?
Yeah.
You can't just be throwing out anything.
Oh, no, not at all,
people
bro.
Would be going to buy your books, physical copies.
Yeah.
And then going to see your movie.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But then, like, she done had scandals and stuff, and people are still going to see
Still
it.
going out.
So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. So this was the question that I got from that, bro. Do I have to still dream big enough for me to still be able to provide a big amount of value?
I don't get that.
You want me to explain more? No, for sure. Like, look, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so let's say I was just trying to make.
Say it again.
Let me say it like this. To break it down more. Let's say I was just trying to write just so I could pay me and Mariah's bills and we could have enough to where I'm a full-time writer and I take care of the bills
You
around
just want
this
to be
house.
like a getting by author.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Would I still be able to put the same amount of value into those books versus if I'm like, no, bro, I'm trying to sell over 800,000 copies a year. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Would I still be putting the same amount of value into that versus somebody that's just like, I'm just trying to make it by with this?
No, because then again, you're just basing your work on a dollar amount rather than like, I just want to make the dopest stuff I can make.
Yeah.
I just want to make the best story I can make. I don't care about if we're going to be eating good or if we're just going to be eating ramen, you know? And it just seems like when you put it that way, it just seems like it's all based on my value that I'm going to put into this is how much money I'm going to get. It just, I don't see them as tied together. And it seems like when you say it like that, you're tying your value and your product together with how much money you can make when it should just be like you and your work. And that's it. And it's like you just want to make the best thing you can make. And you don't care if you give it, you'll do it for free.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No, for sure. For sure. But I can't deny, like what you were saying, like that's what I was thinking about it too. Like what you were saying last episode when you was talking about like for me to still be able to gain some sense of like capital, like commercial success or any of that stuff, like what you were saying, like my book has to sell. You know what I'm saying? It has to sell. And we can't deny, bro, like, yeah, I don't want to make everything about money. But the way for somebody to be able to provide value to me, no different than I put like value in that book to help somebody else, the way that they would provide value back to me would be through currency, right?
Yeah. I mean, unless you wanted to go like the free route. Because like there's a lot of YouTubers out here that
no doubt
make a lot of money. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
I mean, it's like, with this podcast right now.
Exactly. We're doing it for free.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Because this is the thing. This is the thing, bro, is that I want people to always, this is the thing, I always want people to over provide, right? And undervalue. You know what I'm saying? Not undervalue yourself that you like, you got to scrap off of ramen noodles when you know you could be eating nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
I definitely I don't want it to convey that I don't want people to not know their worth.
Yeah, I want people to know their worth.
Absolutely know your worth.
Yeah.
And go after what you're worth. It's just like,
I want you to over provide to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get it?
I get what you're saying.
So it's like, man, like if I'm saying like I want to write these books, okay, I'll write that book, but I still want to like, you know what I'm saying, still be coming out with like blog posts. Or I'll drop a little journal, like a little 10-page journal.
That's what I'm thinking a lot about.
You know what I'm saying? Those type of things, like just maybe a blog post here and there. Or like, hey, I speak, like I'll go to schools and speak. I'll speak to these people or I'll do like counseling work, but I'm still dropping podcasts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? If people stop me on the side of the street, I'm still like not giving them all my time, but I'll still try to help them out if I can. You know what I'm saying? Like I still wanted to always be like providing more than like what you, okay, that's probably how I should have said it. I want to provide more than what you expected. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can't like always like understand what somebody's expectations is because they may have way higher expectations on me than even what's possible for me. You know what I'm saying?
That.
Like it's like what Rich Homie Quan said. He was like, I still love my fans, but I can't take pictures with all of them. You know what I'm saying? And that would be like me expecting more from him. Like what he said though, like I can't expect if you got like a whole audience of like thousands and thousands of people for you to take a picture with everybody. You know what I'm saying? When I still understand that you got a family and people to care for.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I'm like, okay, I still want you to be able to like provide, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I still gave you a concert, you know what I'm saying? I still stopped and I took pictures with some people, but I can't, you know what I'm saying? More than what you expected out of me. But I still want you to be able to provide more than what people expected. You know what I'm saying?
I always think of that. It's kind of crazy.
I
always think of that like, I think it depends on my mood. Like if I would take pictures with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
If I'm in a good mood and I got time, I'd take a picture with 1,000 people.
Yeah.
But like if I'm at dinner and you're interrupting my family eating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nah, man,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, man, that's why I was just like, bro, it ain't got nothing to do. Like on the surface, it may seem like, oh, he just talking about 16 million. He talking about selling this many copies. Nah, bro, it ain't about that. But it's just like simply like for somebody to be really wanting your work that much, because it ain't really got nothing. This ain't just about selling books. It's about anything. If somebody really wants your work like that, like you in high demand enough that people want to like constantly be buying your book like that, like obviously, bro, you doing something right.
Yeah.
And you doing something that's seen as like valuable. So it's like, man,
why not capitalize off of it? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, of course, I want you to get your worth. You know what I'm saying? I want you to get your worth out of your, like, I want people to get their flowers right here. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to die and be like, his books really were valuable. Let's buy them. No. I want, like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, like, if you do artwork, bro, if you make like furniture, any of that stuff, whatever you do, bro, like, I want people to be able to get their value while they here. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate their work and be able to smile and be like, dang, I actually did something. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, bro, is like, I want us to be putting, this is what I was trying to get at the whole thing about for her to be able, because like if you actually listen to her story, have you like listened to her story? Bro, like,
know nothing about
bro,
it.
nobody wanted to publish that book. Nobody wanted to publish Harry Potter. Like, she got turned down like several times, bro. And it was like at a point where she was like, I think she was like homeless, bro. Like, she was like really like down on her luck trying to get this book out. You know what I'm saying? And she finally got to the point to where somebody like came across her, bro, and she was pretty much like self-publishing, but she was working through them, and she finally got it out, and now you see where it's at. So, you know what I'm saying? I understand, like, she gave in, but that was like showing you, like, bro, I was like what you were saying at the beginning, like, I'm gonna say it, man, like at the beginning, like what you were saying with Socrates, like, I was willing to die for this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was willing to die for this. I was willing to put so much value into this, bro, that I'm willing to like give my life to this thing. You know, getting passionate over here, man.
I got you.
But no, that's really what it is, man. I want anything that you putting yourself into. Like, I really want you to like go all into this. And it has nothing to do, but like you gave so much into this that it's no way that you can deny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember my pops used to tell me, bro, like, when I was playing baseball, my coach had benched me, and I wasn't playing. I was telling Pops, like, "Hey, bro, like,
This ain't it.
Yeah, I'm ready to quit,
This
bro.
ain't it.
I don't think this is the way I'm supposed to be going."
Yeah.
And everything. Like, I even went to my coach, bro, because I was playing varsity at the time, and he benched me. And I know why he benched me. I made an error in the field, and you know what I'm saying, fielding wasn't my best when it came to, like, that wasn't my strength. My strength for playing baseball was hitting. And he set me on the bench, and I remember going up to him like, "Hey, bro, you thinking about, I'll just play JV, bro, if you're going to do me like this. I don't even want to be on varsity, bro, if you're going to have me on the bench." Because, bro, I had never set the bench ever. Like, I had never done that. And granted, I wasn't always playing at the highest level.
Yeah.
But I was like, bro, I don't sit the bench, bro. I don't do that, bro. And when that
new.
Oh, yeah, when he did that, I was like, bro, I'll play JV if that's the case, bro. Like, I'll go down a level. But I remember my pops was like, "Man, why don't you just, like, don't even give him a choice if you're good or not." You know what I'm saying? Don't even give him the option. So, like, I just kept working on my hitting. I ain't gonna lie, I gave up on fielding because I was like, there's no way, bro, I'm gonna be able to, like, make up all these years. I just neglected this. So I just, like, kept doubling down and on hitting, bro. And I remember one time, like, we was up on this other team, so he was giving other people a chance to play. He's like, "Hey, I was there, go in there and pinch hit." And I ended up getting a hit. So then the next game, he gave me another chance to pitch hit, and I got another hit. So then the next game after that,
What is a pitch hit?
pinch hit is like,
Oh, a pinch?
yeah,
hit?
pinch hit, yeah. So it's pretty much like, let's say you were up, like you were in the lineup, you were playing the whole game, right? And
I don't need. Okay.
like, let's say like you started, right?
when
You started the game.
So being benched in a baseball game means you don't touch the field at all?
Yeah, you bench, like, yeah, you not playing.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, like,
Those are long games.
Yeah, bro. And I'm just sitting there watching, like I'm a spectator. Like, that's what I would always say, bro. Like,
I can play on JV.
Bro, you hear me? That's
I get what
I
you're
used
saying.
to always come in there and be like, bro, I didn't pay to come watch.
I thought being benched was like, okay, when it comes time for you to be in the outfield, no.
Nah, bro,
And
this
then
ain't
you come
basketball.
hit.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't like basketball. Like, you come off the bench. It ain't like that. Like, I may help run bases for like the pitcher, because you don't ever want your pitcher to like burn that much energy, because they got to pitch the game, right? And it takes a lot of energy to pitch. So you just want your pitcher, like, if they get a hit or whatever, then they go to first base, and then somebody else come out and run the bases for them. So, you know, that's called a pinch runner. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much like a relief. But so we was up on this team. We was winning, beating them by a lot. So he was giving people chances to hit. So I get up, I get a hit. Next game I did the same thing, got another hit. Then he put me in as the designated hitter. This is for like, you got 9 people on the lineup, and one dude is just like, he's not a good hitter, right?
Okay.
So you do a designated hitter, and that dude still plays the field, but this dude hits for him. Yeah. And that's what I mean, they do it a lot in the major leagues for pitchers. You know, because they don't want, bro,
So you can just hit on my behalf?
Yeah.
And then I still run?
No, I run.
Okay.
I'm the offensive player, and you're the defensive player. Pretty much we're one player, but you do the defense, I do the offense.
we can't waste too much time.
Yeah, I know. It'd
just
take
keep
a lot
going,
for me to
man.
explain
Yeah.
it. But I was the designated hitter, right?
Okay.
So that happened, man. And when I got in to start hitting,
Mm-hmm.
like I just kept producing. And I remember one time my coach was like, "Yeah, man, like." Cause I wasn't seeing eye to eye with my coach, bro. Like when I quit baseball, it was with that same coach that was playing it. Like we wasn't always seeing eye to eye.
Yeah.
And I remember the assistant coach was like, man, like it was one time we wanted to bench you because like we was not seeing eye to eye with you. And they was like, but we couldn't because I had been producing so much, you know what I'm saying? Like we couldn't put you out. So it's like your work is like that value because you putting so much value into it. I was putting so much time and energy into this, like you couldn't deny that I was putting up numbers. You know what I'm saying? So like when you come out with your writing, it's not that I want you to be like, oh, I'm only focused on selling 800,000 books this year. If I don't do that, then I'm unsuccessful.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, bro, I put so much value into this book, bro. Everybody might not get their hands on it right now, but when they do get their hands on this, yeah, bro, they not gonna want to put it down.
Yeah. I don't even think like you care at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Once you put so much work in, and it's just like you put everything you had in it, you just want it out.
Yeah,
Just put it out. I don't care if a single person hears it or sees it.
yeah,
It's out.
and you can't deny the work.
Yeah.
You can't deny the work. That's what I want people to get to, bro. Like I said, like of course you can see the 16 million. That's great to fantasize about them numbers and dream about them. And I want you to like dream big, but at the end of the day, I want you to be putting so much value into the work that you do that it's undeniable. It's undeniable. It's like, are we gonna bench Michael Jordan? It's undeniable that he's gonna be playing. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't deny that, whether you liked him or not. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't deny it now. Off the court, that's other questions. But you know, when he was hooping, you couldn't deny it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he on your team, you already know he's starting. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I want people to get to when it comes to their work, when it comes to their creativity, when it comes to whatever they like. You can't take me out the game. You know what I'm saying? You cannot take me out the game. Like it's just like at this point, you can't touch J.K. Rowling her work. You can't do it, even if she controversial. It's like, oh, we don't agree with what she's saying. It's tough. You know what I'm saying?
She already did it.
Oh yeah, she already did it. Like,
we're done.
You can't deny it. Like if she worked that billion, she worked that billion. So,
A whole billion?
they said roughly $1 billion.
It's crazy.
Bro, you sell 500 million copies like worldwide, like
I know.
at whatever she was selling them at, even if she only getting a fraction of that, bro.
It's crazy.
Like, so
What do you do with all that money? I
don't
would
even
give
know.
away
And
so much
Oh, yeah.
money.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, let me get a Billy. East side coming up,
Oh,
bro.
for sure, bro. I'm
East side
buying
is
blocks,
coming
bro.
up.
I'm buying blocks.
We finna do some reverse gentrification
Yeah.
out here, man.
Oh yeah, man, for sure.
So
One of my goals, man. I was just thinking about this the other day because I was reading the Bible and they was talking about they named the whole city after Enoch in the Bible. I was like, dang, for you to even name a city after somebody, you gotta own a city, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what I'm saying?
we ain't calling this the East side no more.
It ain't even the East Side no more, man. We done put a whole title and bought it and named it. So I was like, yeah, they was touching some bread, man, or they just had some power. So I was like, man, that's crazy.
Bread bring the power.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, I didn't want people to get caught up and be like, oh, I gotta make this much or I gotta sell that much. I just wanted people to understand, like, I want you to put so much value into something that we can't deny that you like, you the guy, you know what I'm saying, or you the girl, you know what I'm saying, you that one that's doing this. So that's what I was trying to get at when I sent you that stuff. That was the whole reason, because like I want you to like whatever work that you're doing, like I can't deny, you know what I'm saying, I can't deny it. Like it's like when certain people drop projects, like I can't deny it. I'm gonna listen to this joint, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, I like to take it to other places, man.
Go ahead.
I guess I try not to be a contrarian because I'm not a contrarian. I'm just like, I like to see things from all different angles.
That's the beauty about having multiple people on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. I mean, that depends too, because a lot of people can get into the same room, and if everybody thinks the exact same,
Yeah.
or like everybody's like on the same, wavelength, it's just at that point it's just 1/4 talking.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, you bring a good valid point like all the time when like by you being on the podcast, it brings valid points, bro, and it doesn't allow me to just like, oh, I'm right, you know what I'm saying, whatever I'm saying. It's like when like especially when I
say it goes to who's right or who's wrong.
Nah, bro, but it do help me though. Because when I sit back and think, I was like, like just on the last topic we had, I was like, dang, from that perspective that he was coming from, even though you was like, I'm trying to play devil's advocate, I was like, bro, even that perspective that you was coming from, I was like, I was completely neglecting that perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I've been in that position,
That's
you
why
know,
I like
when
to
you was
kinda
talking about
do
jumping
it,
off the porch.
It's important.
Yeah.
To like look at it from all. You definitely keep your hit the mic. Definitely keep your perspective for sure.
Yeah.
But try to assess the entire field from different angles of what can come and
It's
what
important.
different ways you can take.
It's important.
Yeah, so it's just like when you were saying like people can't deny it. That's true. But just because you put in a lot of hard work, not everybody's gonna like it.
Yeah.
And you can't be mad at people who don't like it. And it's kind of weird, like putting your work out and kind of you have to kind of detach yourself in a way. Is what I'm gonna have to learn. Is like I put it out so hard, and I'm giving it my best work and my best effort. But I know that some people aren't gonna like it, and they're not hating. They're not hating. They just don't feel it.
Just don't.
It's not for you. And it's just it kind of comes down to like, okay, finding your target audience and going from there. And the way I look at it is like, if one person mess with me, I know I can get 1 million. So if I can continually provide a good product for that 1 million, I don't really care about the other, billion.
Billions out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what do you like, how do you take this? Because I was looking at this thing the other day. This girl on TikTok, man, she made this painting, and when I looked at it, I was just like I just looked at it, and
Are you like a fan of art though?
Yeah, but that's what I was about to get at. People was like people in the comment, they was like, because some people was like, oh, I don't get what we looking at, and then some people was like, oh, this is beautiful. And there's one dude, he put in the comment, he was like, yeah, but all artwork is subjective.
Yeah.
And I was like,
But not everybody's into art.
yeah. I mean, that's true. It's like what we was talking about last week. Like, some people see sports, bro, as like an art. You know what I'm saying? When you was like, I don't
Really?
get how people, yeah, bro. Like for real. Like a whole artwork. Like, you ain't never heard when they talk about like, bro, that was poetry in motion. Like,
Yeah, but I never understood it.
yeah, bro. Some people see that as like a whole like art form
See,
and
well, that's
stuff.
kind of like the whole thing of like people not being in art. I get it.
Yeah.
I believe you because I mean it takes a lot of just like
Oh yeah.
when I see like people playing basketball and they do a cool move or like they just did something like wow
That's nice.
That's impressive. I
Yeah.
can't believe he even pulled that off. So I get it. It's just it never evokes any emotion from me. Like if
Yeah.
I look at a painting and just being like moved by it.
I mean, it's like, bro, like when I see people hitting, I don't even like to like watch baseball now. But like when I watch highlights of like people swinging and stuff.
Doesn't it help if you've done it, you can relate to it
Oh yeah,
more?
yeah, that really
like
helps.
once I started like doing Taekwondo, I appreciated
Oh,
UFC way more. Like wow, he just pulled that kick off.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do, and
At all.
And it took him hours of just doing that same kick. Like right now, I'm trying to learn how to do a question mark kick. Hard.
I don't even know what that is.
It's basically you're coming up and you're about to pretend like you're about to do a front kick, but you at the last minute you flip it and you do a roundhouse towards the top. So I'm about to play like, okay, I'm about to kick you in the stomach.
Yeah.
But at the last minute, I open up my hips, snap it out, and I basically kick you in the face. Brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
see.
super hard getting the timing down, shifting your weight, holding the balance, and then generating power.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get what you're saying when you say like when you see people doing a sport that it's like wow that's
See, a highlight move like
great.
that, anybody would be able to look at that like, whoa, that's great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like big time movies and stuff, people be like, whoa, that's great. But I was listening to this, man, I forget what the dude's name is, man, but he was the director of like the Titanic, the Terminator, the Avatar. Forget what his name is. It's like Cameron something, man. I forget what his name is. But they was talking about his like, it was a whole like document series that I was listening to on a podcast. And they was talking about like the type of work and dedication that he was putting into these movies as a director. And I was just like, okay, bro, like this dude was like devoting, like, okay, with the Titanic, bro, he gave up his whole like salary, royalties, and everything for that movie. And you know the Titanic. This
he
was the
write
one.
it?
No, he was just directing it.
Okay.
But he gave up everything, like all the money that he was gonna make from that movie, he gave it up because they was trying to, because the Titanic was taking longer and it was costing them more money to make the movie. So he gave up everything because he was so passionate about being a director.
Yeah.
And when you hear this dude's story about like him being like in film school, him taking like low paying jobs to be a director of like B style movies and stuff. It was just like crazy, bro. And I was just like, man, like, so when he gave up everything like that, bro, and he put his whole life into that project, because he was like, bro, y'all can have everything, just let me direct the movie. He's like, I don't want no pay cut or nothing for that stuff. And then when you hear like the extent and the lengths that he goes for these movies, I'm like, bro, like when I look at movies now, I'm like, bro, somebody poured their life into this joint. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody
And
really like,
they've been told no dozens of times before it even made it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like even the movies that may not get like the big box sales, you can still appreciate them. So it's like even like the dudes I see, like when I watch them and I see them playing baseball and stuff, and I see a swing, I'm just like, bro, that swing was so smooth, bro. I know he had to like, he put a lot of work into that joint because it wasn't like, it was just so smooth the way he did that. So, and I, you know what I'm saying? Swinging is an art form because of the way they do it. Like nobody has the same, like this is the beauty about it. Nobody will ever swing the bat the exact same. Nobody. Like it will never happen. Like you won't see two.
Like, okay, go ahead.
Like the way I hold the bat, like we may look like we standing the same, but the way I hold the bat may be a slight difference. And the way you go for your follow through may be different than mine. Like it just won't be the same. So every single one is their own unique swing. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty about looking at it. But like if you ain't into like baseball and you ain't never played, you're gonna be like, he didn't hit the ball. You know what I'm saying? You just gonna be like, he didn't hit it, bro.
Are
like,
you talking about like you enjoy a person's swing even when they don't
yeah.
hit it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like bro, just like watching it, like that's the nice part. Like pitchers will do the same thing, like somebody just pitching. You know what I'm saying? Or like what you were saying with Taekwondo now. The way you see in UFC and the way you seeing that stuff, it's like, bro, like that's amazing. And like he may not even have landed that kick, but you be like, bro, for him to even have to even know how to do that,
Yeah.
like that's amazing. I'm just like, he didn't land the kick, bro. Like,
I get what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
So that's what I was just like, bro, like the value that we put into things, bro, it's very important, bro. It's very important because people that honor the craft, they going to be able to see it and be like, great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Great. Like I really understand the length that he went to do that. But you know what I'm saying? It's a different story. Like when you can get people that don't even like honor the craft, but they like,
They still appreciate it.
I respect your grind, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I respect what you do. Even though I may not really be a fan of you, I respect what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that right there is when like you undeniable. Like you undeniable. Like, bro, even if I don't really rock with you, I respect what you do. And that's what I just want people to take they talents to. And not that we trying to get respect and validation from everybody out here, but I just want you to put so much work into you, the stuff that you do.
Undeniable.
It's undeniable, man. It's undeniable. So yeah, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Y'all already know, man, this is the Be Eazy Show, man. We bringing topics to you every single episode, man, helping you live your life easier, man. You can follow Zyler on Instagram at Finally Zyler, man. Y'all know the description. All this stuff will be in the description notes below. Follow me on Instagram at Coach Williz, Willis with a Z. And, man, whatever platform that you're listening to this on, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, man, like, comment, subscribe, give us a rating, man. And just be able to share it with somebody, man, because the support is gladly appreciated. And, you know what I'm saying, no matter what, man, no matter what you do, man, don't get so caught up on what other people saying about you. Don't get so caught up on the numbers, man. Don't get caught up on anything. What we really need to caught up, because that's what I was telling him, man, like, the results really don't matter, man. What matters at the end of the day is the passion that you have for doing this. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what he was saying at the beginning was all I was saying when he was, like, going to work. Like, I'm happy about going to work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we want the check to be there and we want the check to be nice, but I just want at the end of the day, you happy about what you're doing. You value what you're doing. And you know what I'm saying? The other stuff will come, man, because you're going to get to the point to where you putting so much time and energy into this that it's undeniable and that we can't take away the value that you put into it. So that's just what's important, man. Value the stuff you do and love what you do, man. And love ain't always spelled Love. It may be spelled Time, man. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Until the next one, y'all. Be easy.
Peace.
Thanks. Hot.
Oh yeah, bro. I've been shining.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
This is a done deal. I came over here during peak hours.
God, man.